Today we're going to talk about one of the most important organs in your body, your lungs. If your lungs aren't healthy, you're more susceptible to a variety of conditions, especially nowadays when particulate matter and respiratory diseases are an issue. We need to pay more attention to our lung health. There are some foods that we often eat that can put a strain on our lungs. Here are some foods to avoid for lung health. 1. Processed meats, ham, bacon, etc. The first food we're going to talk about is processed meats like ham and bacon. These foods contain an additive called nitrates, which are used to preserve the color and extend the shelf life of processed meats. The problem is that nitrates bind to red blood cells in the body and interfere with their ability to carry oxygen throughout the body. Excessive consumption can increase the risk of brain tumors, leukemia, and tumors of the throat and nose, which can also put a strain on the bronchi and lungs. So if you're a frequent processed meat eater, consider cutting back as much as possible to support your lung health. 2. Carbonated beverages. Carbonated beverages such as colas and ciders are another common beverage that can put a strain on your lungs. They contain a lot of sugar and artificial additives, which can lead to weight gain, adult diseases, and neurological disorders. In particular, the phosphoric acid in soda leaches calcium from the body, making bones weak, and the carbon dioxide gas puts pressure on the lungs. Drinking soda when you're thirsty may temporarily quench your thirst, but you'll actually lose more water, accelerating dehydration. It's much better to drink water instead. 3. Cabbage and vegetables. Many of you know that cabbage family vegetables, like broccoli and cabbage, are good for you, right? While these vegetables are packed with nutrients and are great for lung health, they can be problematic if you eat too much of them all at once. They can cause gas in the body, which can lead to abdominal distension, which can make it difficult to breathe and put a strain on the lungs. Even nutrient-dense vegetables can be hard on the digestive system, so it's important to keep your intake in moderation. 4. Wine. Wine also has ingredients to watch out for. It's called sulfites, which are used to preserve the flavor and aroma of wine. But they can cause sensitivities in people with asthma or other sensitivities. Sulfites are not only used in wine, but also in other processed foods to prevent browning. So it's important to check ingredient labels when consuming them. 5. Deep-fried foods. Deep-fried foods can be bad for your lungs, as well as your overall health. Eating a lot of fried foods can lead to weight gain, which puts pressure on your lungs, which can cause shortness of breath. Deep-fried foods can also raise cholesterol levels, which can contribute to heart disease. So it's best to choose baked foods over fried foods, to avoid putting extra strain on your lungs and heart. 6. Milk. Milk is a great source of calcium and nutrients, but you need to be careful when it comes to your lung health. Milk contains an ingredient called casomorphin, which increases mucus in the body. Excess mucus can irritate the respiratory tract, which can be bad for people with respiratory inflammation. If you experience increased phlegm or difficulty breathing after drinking milk, you may want to reduce your milk intake. 7. Fruit juices and spicy foods. The last foods to avoid are acidic fruit juices and spicy foods. These foods put a strain on the muscles that act as valves in the esophagus. When these muscles don't work properly, they can cause reflux esophagitis or chest pain, which can be even worse for people with lung disease. These are just a few of the foods that can put a strain on your lung health. That's not to say that these foods are necessarily harmful. In moderation, they're not a big deal, but it's important to avoid or moderate these foods. If you have compromised lung health or a respiratory condition, protecting your lung health is important for preventing respiratory illness and improve your quality of life. Make it a habit to choose lung-friendly foods when you eat in the future, and you'll be on your way to a healthier life. Thank you for watching this video. We'll be back with more informative content next time. And don't forget to subscribe and like.